Hey Amarillo, I'm Skylar Gallup, and you're listening to Hey Amarillo, the interview podcast featuring some of the most interesting people and stories of Amarillo, Texas. We record every week at Amarillo College's Innovation Outpost. The I.O. supports education, workforce development, and industry growth by inspiring and facilitating innovation in the Texas Panhandle. Today's guest is Warren Coble. Warren was born and raised in Amarillo's North Heights neighborhood and has spent his life pouring back into it, alongside his neighbors, and just as he watched his parents do with such conviction as a young boy. Warren's a pastor, a county commissioner, a father, husband, and neighbor, and he uses each of those hats to serve those around him. Here's Warren. Commissioner Warren Coble, welcome to the Hey Amarillo podcast.
Thank you for allowing me to be with you today.
I'm excited to visit with you. Firstly, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Amarillo, 1952, never left.
Amen. What schools did you come up through?
Started first, second, third grade Hilltop, fourth through fifth, North Heights, fourth through sixth, 7th through 9th, Carver, 10th through 12th, Paladuro.
Oh, what a wonderful group of schools. I love Carver.
Oh, yeah.
It's so neat.
Yeah.
And so talk to me a little bit about young Warren Coble in school. What was it life like then for you?
He was such a nerd. He was. I loved school. I mean, I wasn't a very interactive guy with friends coming over, things like that. My school was my entertainment. I mean, that's where everybody was, and I just loved school, and that's just what I did. Mom and Dad thought education was so important, and I didn't really like school at first, but I appreciated Mom and Dad's, oh, that's a nice card, report card. And so I did whatever it took to please Mom and Dad, and I began to like school, and that's what I did, Played a little football, not like Big Willie Coble. He's number 74, big Carver guy. But I played a little football, did a little track, loved choir. That was my deal under Mrs. Foster at Carver and Tom Jennings at Paladuro. Loved choir. Mrs. Zobish, history teacher. I'm a history buff, love history. And so that was just my entertainment. Go to school, enjoy your friends, and that was my life.
I know that this conversation is going to make its way back to education with a very exciting project that you're a part of in the North Heights community. And so I just love to immediately off the bat hear, naming some of those really influential educators and love of education in your story. Proud Paladuro Don.
1970.
What did you do after high school?
After high school, I went to Amarillo College on the Eldon Durrett Scholarship. Was in X-ray, loved X-ray, until a lady died on the table.
Oh, no.
Yes.
When you were in school?
While I was in X-ray school.
What happened?
We had to rush to ICU. It was something with the lungs.
Yeah.
And so we got up there and we got the X-ray. She passed. She just, right there on the spot.
Wow. How old were you?
19.
Wow.
19. And so I changed my ologies. I went from radiology to theology. So I wanted to deal with somebody differently. After that, I went to work for IBM, 1422 South Harrison, a few blocks over from where we are.
Mm-hmm.
IBM was good to me. I had to come to a tough decision. I did not have a lot of organizational qualities.
Okay.
And that required a lot of organization to do what I did. I did dispatching, shipping, receiving,
okay. Very logistics.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And so I did that for 2 years, and it was laborious. I mean, just a lot of work. Okay. And then I went to work for Diamond Shamrock for 14 years. That was pretty cool. That was outside work, worked with some great guys. And then for some strange reason, I thought I wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
Help me with that, somebody.
Yeah, we're ping-ponging a bit.
Help me with that. But anyway, I became a deputy sheriff.
Well, what did make you think that you wanted to go into law enforcement?
I didn't like everything I saw in my community. Coming up, the only time we saw policemen in Northside is when there was trouble, things like that. And it's unfortunate. A lot of people will not like what I'm going to say. A lot of the problems in the community were the policemen. They just, it was bad. It was bad times. I thought I could make a difference. I really did. And so Elisha Demerson was the county judge, I believe, or county commissioner at the time. And I talked with him, and he said, well, apply, And so I went in as a jailer. All of a sudden, they needed a chaplain. Well, I had my minister's license, and so I became a chaplain.
At the jail?
At the jail. And did that for a while, but eventually they went down to one chaplain instead of two. So I was just a regular deputy then. And I had a sergeant, but I ran the jail. I ran the jail. And on his days off, I ran the jail, and I
So
really loved it.
was this Potter County Jail?
Potter County.
Yeah. So what was that like?
I was trained by a guy named Sonny Gass. Sonny Gass was hard, but he was fair. And so I had Sonny Gass, Bill Avent, a guy named Ferguson, D.A. Duddle. Gee whiz, I can name a bunch of those guys. And they raised me in the jail as I went along, kind of like a son.
Okay. How old were you?
Oh, my goodness. Back then?
Yeah. You were at it's like mid-30s, it feels like,
In
maybe?
mid-30s.
Early? Yeah, you were at Shamrock for 14
Right,
years. Yeah.
a little after 35.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
somewhere there. And I did that for 7 years. I really enjoyed it. But after a while, the politics became just crazy. You got the inmates pushing up from the bottom. You got the sheriff and his political stuff pushing from the top.
Yeah.
And so I went to work for this wonderful guy named Judge Dowell, Gerald Dowell. Wonderful man. And I was his bailiff for about a year in the 108th. Wished it could have been longer, but Abe Lopez beat him in the election. And then I went back to the oil field. Okay. Went to work for Phillips in Borger, making ibuprofen of all things.
So I'm curious, all this time, are you building a family? Do you have, what's going on with personal life while you're working law enforcement?
Personal life, 2 daughters and a son, JR, of course, is the boy, Stephanie and Marlene. Building a family, pastoring a church, actually. Started, first pastoral I had was in Canyon, Texas, at West Texas State University. A group of young black kids down there wanted to have church service. Yeah. And so Elisha Demerson again set me up on this, and I did that from 77 to 78. Then after that, I got ordained as a pastor, and I drove to Shamrock for 3 or 4 years. Oh, wow. To pastor. Dragging my family. They all went, things of that nature. Then I started pastoring here at 1200 North Madison from 84 to about 2006. And 2006 to 2018, me and the family were at 2501 Southwest 3rd. Did the dad thing, ran the football games, basketball games. One daughter was a cheerleader, so we had to go to her games and watch her jump.
And did they go up through PD as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest of I'm interested, the rest of your network, your community, your tribe, is that remained in the North Heights neighborhood, right?
Yes, ma'am, primarily.
Okay. That stayed home.
Stayed home, definitely.
There we go, yeah.
1995, a lady in a wheelchair was trying to feed people. And she was a member of the church. she and her daughter. So I jumped in with them, and we did that. The wife helped, the children helped. Whenever somebody was off, we would go to the parks and do meals and things of that nature. My early years, as started working in the community, was mom and dad. Really, they were the. It's what they put in us. I had 5 boys, 1 girl, and my family I was raised. I'm number 4.
Okay.
I mentioned Big Willie. He was number 1.
Okay. Big brother.
Big brother.
Wonderful.
And for a long time, they called me Willie's brother. They just, Coble's brother. I just didn't have a name in school. Coble's brother. And so I turned it around on him. He got saved one day, and I stopped saying, I'm no longer Coble's brother, but you're now Brother Coble. So,
That's funny.
but we primarily worked in the north side. But my early deal was March of Dimes. Mom was the block captain, I guess you call her.
Okay.
And she gave us the little cards, and you walk through the community and get dimes in them. And that was our early work in the community. Dad was a mechanic in the service. We lived 2 blocks off of Amarillo Boulevard, 2 blocks north.
Okay.
And there were no houses in front of us. We could see the boulevard. And Dad was always bringing somebody home. I mean, always. If their car stopped, Dad drug it to the house. Dad worked on it. And there are people that we saw, but we never saw again. The car broke down on the boulevard. Dad dragged it to the house, get it fixed. Some of these people would spend the night until Dad, the next day, could do something. And they were white people, black people, Hispanic people. And he'd shove all the boys in one room. My sister would be in the room with them, and they'd take my sister's room, and that whole family would stay in that room.
Yeah.
And it's just, Mom and Dad love people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got started doing what I do. It's just honoring Mom and Dad and living what they put in us.
I think there's a lot of people that would help their neighbor, but that's radical service, to open your home to strangers, to help them, regardless of, if you can do it tonight or need to get to it tomorrow. That's really that's taking that really to the extreme.
That was them.
Yeah. With 6 kids of their own.
With 6 kids of their own. The other blessed thing is my dad's sister lived next door.
Okay.
So Mom and Dad always had help. She never had any children. And my dear Aunt Flo, she lived to be 102.
Wow.
Walked 2 miles a day.
Oh my God.
Until a week before she died. I can't walk 2 miles in a week. But we grew up that way, and the whole North Side community was that way. I dare not get in trouble anywhere in North Amarillo. And it's amazing how a lot of people didn't have phones, but that message got home before you did. And they could tan your hide. I mean, if they oh yeah, that's the way it was. It was such a beautiful. It was a village, People, there were hateful people. Everybody in the community were.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, but we had this one lady. I know I'm going somewhere.
No, I love it.
And we called her Staring Harry. Now she's a woman, but we saw this cartoon with this fish that had big eyes, and they call him Staring Harry.
Staring Harry.
She always was looking out the window. If something went wrong in the community, Staring Harry knew it.
She saw it.
Oh, God,
Oh,
yes.
how funny.
She caused us a lot of whippings, but she loved us. She protected us in the community.
Yeah.
And that was everywhere. Now, I saw some things that I didn't quite understand. You would see a water hose over at, say, House A, but the water hose was strung to House B. Your neighbor's water got turned off. They couldn't pay the bill.
Sure.
Water hose. Leave your water on, but you put a faucet on that end. They can get water. I saw electric cords strung from one neighbor's window to the next. Yeah. And it happened to us a few times. Mom and Dad was hardworking people, but raising 6 kids. The month was longer than the money.
That's right.
And so we grew up that way. We just took care of each other. It didn't seem like it was a struggle. It seemed so natural. It did. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Of course.
To everybody now, even if they were 18 or 19, mom and dad considered them grown. We had to say yes, sir. No, sir. 18-year-old kid, you're 15. But that's the way it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think, thank you for helping me understand some of what you were modeled when you were a kid. And then it makes a whole lot of sense for you to have turned around and said, maybe I'll get in law enforcement. Maybe I can make a difference. Or then when you found yourself helping the woman in the wheelchair, disperse food, it makes a lot of sense to understand that that's just what you grew up around.
Yeah.
And the draw to keep pouring into your neighborhood.
My mom had a rough life as a child. And I've tried to figure out how she got to where she was with serving, She served at the church. She taught us to serve at the church. We were raised in a small church. You did not have a janitorial service. The sisters of the church took turns.
Yeah.
But when it was mom's turn, she had 6 kids. And we learned how to clean the church.
That's right.
That's how all this started,
So what did you do? You got out of law enforcement and went to...
I went to work at Phillips 66.
That's right. You were in the oil field and you were helping serve meals in your neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I finally became a pastor, and the Bishop Watson out of Lubbock, Texas, contacted me to work in his missions department. And now, at that time there were churches everywhere that I had to work with. There was 109 churches that I had to work with, and they were as far as El Paso, as far as Fort Worth, Borger, Amarillo, Lubbock, all those little towns in between. And my job was to bring them together and see if we can get some mission things going on, not on a large scale, but just in your little corner of the world. And we did a lot of little corner of the world type thing. And it's just something simple like setting up a little pantry. It didn't have to be large, things like that. And so I was able to help a lot of church institute those little pantries and things. And I got my information actually from the Assemblies of God. In the Assemblies of God's church, if 25% of your budget wasn't toward missions, they didn't consider you a mission church. And so that's what I tried to push, but I didn't start with the 25. If you can just do 5%.
Sure.
I work with a bunch of small churches. And so what we started doing was doing what we call a mini mega churches.
Okay.
3 churches work together for one mission. Did like that. And so that went relatively well. And then I got a call from some people says, we want you to be over our organization. I got enough going on, but I did it.
What organization was that?
We became the We Conference, just W-E. And we means we. It was a us thing. And it was 10 churches, a few in Amarillo, a few in Abilene, 2 in Oklahoma, a couple in Lubbock.
Okay.
It was designed to build churches. You get organized, and what we found out is each church had strengths and weaknesses, and we would have 2 conferences a year just to work on that and have fellowship. And I did that for about 10 years, and then the Lord says, you need to do something else.
What about year was this?
15 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, we're into the 2000s. Cool.
In the 2000s. And the next thing I know is the church that I love so, we were feeding, we were clothing, 2501 Southwest 3rd.
Is that Love Fellowship?
That's Love Fellowship, yeah. You did your homework.
Does your marketing feel like a shot in the dark? Are your social media posts getting lost in the scroll? Unlock your business's potential with SKP Creative. They know your audience and design posts that reflect your brand and drive real engagement. From scroll-stopping social media content to powerful traditional marketing, graphic design, and website development, SKP Creative covers it all. Are you ready to elevate your feed and turn your marketing into a success story? Visit skpcreative.com today. I want to pause you for a sec because I think you've just walked us through a whole lot of really good work. And I want to ask, you just said we were feeding, we were clothing. What does it feel like? Maybe if you can put yourself back into the church at that time, watching that work be done, watching food to mouth, you know what I mean? Like jacket to back. What does that bring up for you?
The best part of it was we were able to feed 2 hot meals a month, second and fourth Sunday.
Okay.
People need to watch people eat. I mean, really, you can tell a lot. My son-in-law, he was the guy that served. I mean, it didn't matter. Every bite was special.
Okay.
But there were a lot of homeless people because that's who we served. And you can see them enjoy every bite. I mean, it is crazy to notice somebody enjoy every bite. The hardest thing it was to do was to get the congregation to sit down with the homeless, side by side, and eat. Some days the odor was so horrible, you could barely eat your meal. But they learned. I mean, they learned. What did we talk about? Football. The service we just got of, it didn't matter. Just the people talk.
Yeah.
You know, shoot the bull. Just how many of the bulls you need to shoot them. But in the other part of it where we did the clothing, and after we started doing the clothing, people says, I got a washer. Do you want it? I have a dryer. And so we got us a thing off of the back of one of those trucks, big old boxed car. And we had televisions, stoves, we furnished one time a 3-bedroom house from that thing.
Wow.
And my friend Joe Cofer, he's a pastor here. Great guy. He and Elisha, they're my support. And he helped us furnish these people's houses and things like that. But when you see a mom with 2 boys, 2 girls, and they're just getting into high school, and you know the girls got to have the hair right and the clothes right, you know. The guys can get by a little bit. But when you see all of that come together and see her move into her apartment, I don't know how to explain that. And then you think you're done. And then Mabel, my wife, did you see if those kids had shoes? Oh, no. I'm trying to
got them into a home.
Yeah, we got them. And she said, call those people. And so she got them. And every time you look around, it didn't matter what we were doing. Somebody always we cooked the cake. Somebody always came and put icing on it. You know, like Mabel and this beautiful lady, Kia Taylor, she passed on. Young educator, died at 38. She was Lucille Ball. I was Ethel Mertz. And there's another one of a friend named Dee Dee Henderson was her Ethel Mertz. This lady worked through the church.
Yeah.
She worked through the school system. But she always had one of us to back her up. And she got us into more stuff to do. But the Lord always gave us strength to do it. But it's hard to explain. You could always see the story in the eyes. When you did something, whether mom could say anything or whether she said thank you, you could see it in the eyes. And that's what started making a lot of difference for the church members. They started looking in the eyes.
Yeah.
And your heart melts.
Yeah.
I mean, the job is done, everything is great, but your heart melts.
Yeah, it's quite a strong feeling. Not just kind of generally knowing, but feeling that you have made a difference. Knowing, in the bottom of your gut that you made a difference with your work.
Yes, ma'am. And some of the people became so tender to it, you could see them turning away to cry.
Oh.
I'm not talking about the people who received. I'm talking about the people who given.
Yeah.
And so the church had such a big heart. I mean, such a big heart. And it was a struggle for us financially. We didn't have the money. But Elisha Demerson and his twin brother Elijah, they both pastored. And they didn't have this type of ministry, but they blessed the ministry. I got money from them monthly to do the feeding and things of that nature. So we always had somebody. Late Commissioner Will Thurkill, he was a part of it. He helped us when we needed money, and a lot of times we never asked for anything. It just would show up. City Church showed up several times just out of the blue. And we kept wondering, what is this? Because we didn't do a lot of advertising.
Of course. Yeah. Well, you're busy doing the work.
Right. We would put out a flyer at Tyler Resources that we're going to feed, remind them of the feeding, and we would do the same thing at Salvation Army. And so those are the only people that had our flyers. But people would show up to help. Elisha Demerson's members would leave their church service early, come over and cook. And it really became a neighborhood thing because somebody from the neighborhood was always pitching in. Just kept the village thing going.
It's important. Now, you mentioned, Commissioner, you're current sitting county commissioner of Precinct 4 in Potter County. Take me there. How'd you get there? When did you run? And kind of most importantly, what led you to that form of service? Because it's distinctly different.
Now, this is crazy. This is going to be so crazy. I thought about the county commissioner thing many years ago, in the 80s, I believe it was. Will Thurkill, Pastor Thurkill, found out he was going to run, and me and the wife talked about it. She laid a hand on my shoulder. We were actually in the courthouse, and she laid a hand on my shoulder and said, "It's not your turn.
Okay.
This belongs to Brother Thurkill." I said, "Okay." She said, "But your turn will come."
Your wife said this to you?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So I went on about my business. And that was in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And then Alfonso Vaughn, who served for 16 years, contacted me about 5 years ago and said that you ought to look at this. He says, "You're already engaged in the community.
Sure.
So look at this." I said, "Man, you're out of your mind." I forgot about the prophecy. Never thought about the prophecy. And no, I got my hands full. I'm pastoring. Well, at that time I was not pastoring. I had about a year and a half I didn't pastor. But I'm working at Hilltop Senior Citizen Center as the director when I only went there to deliver meals one day. Just Monday. I'm going to do it one day a week, Monday. I'm going to chill. I'm going to live,
Funny
Monday
how
turned
that works
into, exactly. Monday turned into, it was in May. In August, I'm the director. And I'm sure Alfonso had something to do with it. I think I know him well enough. He did an undercover deal on it. And so he talked with me and says, "I think this will be a good fit. You're already engaged in the community." He says, "I think your passion is your stronghold."
Yeah.
But he warned me. He says, "You got to watch your passion. It can also be your downfall, Just got to keep your passion under control."
Okay.
And so I said, okay. I decided to do it at the last minute. And I prayed about it, really prayed about it for about 2 years. So I did it and signed up, and my heart dropped. I said, I am a dead man. And so anyway, I started attending the commissioners meeting, getting a better idea of what was going on. I did that for about 2 years and watched how things worked. So the next thing you know, I'm a commissioner, and I've been running 24 hours ever since.
How long have you been Commissioner of Precinct for?
I'll finish my third year, actually, December.
Cool.
So I'm up for re-election,
Okay.
and I'm going to run again.
Okay.
And I talked to Alfonso and the people in the community. I'm going to need a Joshua. I'm going to need a Joshua, for two Joshuas, actually. One at the Senior Citizen Center. I need a Joshua there to help me there. But I'm going to need somebody to follow me for those 4 years. Because my plans, and I haven't talked, well, I did talk to God about it, but he hadn't given me an answer. We don't need somebody, I'm 73. We don't need some young blood. Somebody needs to track and trail me so they can learn the ins and outs, and it won't be like just jumping in the middle of things. The other thing is they'll know the people that they'll have to work with and deal with in the county and some things that need to be done. So we're ready to go.
Yeah. What's the experience been like being a commissioner? What have you focused on? What have you learned, struggled through?
I have found out that every part of Amarillo, doesn't matter, north, south, east, west, we all have struggles. They're all the same struggles. They just affect people differently based on economics and things of that nature. But we're all the same. We all have the same wishes and hopes. The south side want their streets to be as nice. I want the north side streets to be nice. East side. I work in Precinct 4, but I work for the entire county. Alfonso beat that into me. Use your influence to get things done over here in North Heights, Hilltop, but you work for the whole county. Use your influence to get things done wherever you get it done, but don't forget home. The experience is I work with Nancy Tanner, love her, just love her. Blair Schaefer, love this guy. HR down on the other end, HR is, I learned a lot from him. He doesn't speak up a lot, but when he talks, you might ought to listen. He's what was the commercial? E.F. Hutton. When they speak, listen. When he speaks, listen. He's been there the longest. He's got a lot to know, you know. And my friend John Coffey and I are bittersweet. We are bittersweet. We work with each other. We bump heads a lot. I think he's after the better for the community. I think I'm after the better. I think we see it differently at times. But the experience of working with so many people, the Sheriff's Department, the Road and Bridge Department, the Auditing Department, my particular departments that I work with is voting. That's a whole new world. Christy runs that thing. She's perfecto. I mean, she's just on top of things. And I've learned a lot from her. I've learned patience from her. I've learned persistence from her. I've learned you need to know what you know. If you don't know it, go get it. She's very good and she takes care of business. And I work with the maintenance, all of the buildings. The guy that came in and helped us was named Mike Head. Mike Head knows everything about every building in Potter County, even those that don't belong to Potter County. This guy knows what plants ought to be planted outside the building. And so I've had, just the experience of working with so many different people with so much knowledge. You know, you have to go to the Road and Bridge guy and sit down and talk with him. You have to sit down and talk with everybody because there's no way I can know everything they know. But the deal is, everyone is willing to teach you. It's an amazing experience.
So I know that you've relatively recently got involved in a school project.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the school and the why behind it and what that might bring to the North Heights community, what the goal is.
Let me start with the how and the why.
Yeah.
When I became commissioner, I knew that we had some schools I feel that were put on the back burner they didn't get all the help from ISD that I think they should have gotten. So I started doing a little stuff for the teachers. I had a bunch of globes. I mean, I had 2,000 little globes with plants in them. And I took them to San Jacinto, Park Hill, Mesa Verde. It's kind of like some schools were forgotten. I mean, I lived in the North Heights area where Little Carver and Big Carver, but everybody always took care of them. There was no lack of attention there.
Sure.
And so I gave out all of these bulbs, and then we started helping with lunches, things like that at these different schools. And so I saw the need, and I was working through the teachers rather than the children, because the teachers need to be encouraged to do their best. If you know your school is closing, how do you keep a stiff upper lip and move forward and give it your best? And that's what we were doing. And it was done through the Ministerial Alliance. I did a lot of it personally because people kept giving me stuff, and I just kept giving it, you know how it goes. And so when I saw the sadness in the teachers at Park Hill, I thought, it's one thing for your child to grow up and leave home, but it's another thing for your child to be snatched away. And so Park Hill,
which is one of the schools that was
closed, right? Yeah. So those teachers felt that their children were snatched away, and it was really, their last year and a half was really, really tough.
Yeah.
And so I got the Ministerial Alliance involved in that, and we did what we could for them to encourage it. And so I look back when I was a boy, how that we had to leave Carver. That was not good when they did integration.
Okay.
So they closed Carver. And so instead of me being a dragon, which was the
Carver Dragons, yeah.
Then I had to become a Dunn. I didn't mind being a Dunn, but that should have been my choice. But we were snatched away from our school, and every kid in that neighborhood dream was to be a Carver Dragon, whether it was on the football field, the band, the choir, basket, didn't matter. And that was just snatched away. And so my heart went out to the teachers who lost their school. And the young lady started talking, and I started smiling. Yeah, let's do a school. Let's do this. And we looked for places to have it, and we were having meetings, and Pastor Kofer, he's another solid in the community. Brother Kofer doesn't do a lot of ministry solid, you know, but if any ministry in the neighborhood has something, he's there.
Yeah.
He's the guy. And so he and I got involved with looking for property and things when we were approached by the young lady for the school. And I thought, they took my dream, they took my history, but we can do some new dreams. We can do some new history, you know? And it's Pastor Leo Bibles got involved. And those guys with their hearts, and we all felt the same thing. Let's build something. Let's build something.
And so that something is the Golden Community School.
Golden Plains Community.
Golden Plains.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. And it's going to be a private school.
Yes, ma'am.
On the north side. Talk about where you guys are at with that project.
Right now, the project is further along than we expected.
Okay.
We have actually a location. It's going to be in the Hillcrest Baptist Church, and it sits right across the street from Travis Middle School, just to the east of it. And it's a church where the congregation is older. They needed life in the church. And so we've gone through there. We're setting up contracts now. We're going to have to do some modifications, little renovations, but it is so perfect for this. They're working on the 501c3. I'm expecting to hear about it today or tomorrow.
Cool.
We're just there. People are starting to donate money and items, and she's got a list of people who already says, I'd like to be a teacher there.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
lovely.
It is moving much faster rate than I thought. So this Saturday, I will be Santa Claus. And we're going to be there at Hillcrest. And I don't know the address, Baptist Church.
Sure.
And they're going to be doing some giveaway and just meet the public, things of that nature. This school is going to be so special. Once again, as I say, the eyes tell the story. You look in the eyes of these young women who are just working like dogs to get this done. And you really don't know who's heading this thing up because it is so equally balanced and nobody's trying to be the front runner. It is so collective.
What kids will benefit from the school? Like who stands to become the community in the school?
Amarillo stands to benefit from this school.
Okay.
Amarillo proper, even the kids in Pleasant Valley. And the reason being is they're going to make sure that there is so many different kind of colors of kids in that school that that's just the way it's going to be. It's designed to bless parents who are underprivileged, designed to bless parents who are well-to-do, single moms. I don't know a better way to say it. Amarillo will benefit from this, and I do believe that there will be other schools to follow and be just like this school. I believe this is going to be a pattern for the future. I actually believe that. I actually see that. I don't believe that. I know that. I think a lot of times we believe, but we got to get past believing and get into knowing. And I know, as they say in the old days, this is the wave of the future. It's a Christian school. We just met yesterday at Hilltop, 8:30 prayer. Everybody on the board, everybody could be there, come pray. This is going to be worked out through prayer and supplication. This is going to be a God thing. And a God thing is always a good thing. A good thing is not always a God thing, but a God thing is always a good thing.
Hey Amarillo, if you have ever dreamed of a home that's not just built for now, but built for the duration, then you must know about For the Duration Homes. They're a family-owned, panhandle-based builder crafting energy-efficient, beautifully designed spaces. I've seen some of their work, really lovely. From custom homes to remodels to pools, what I love also is their commitment to community, transparency, and treating every project like it's their own. Check out their work at ftdhomes.com or check out their brand new podcast, The Home Innovation Show, for design inspo and building tips from right here in the Texas Panhandle. That's For the Duration Homes. Check them out. I'm back with Commissioner Warren Coble. Warren, this is the part of the show we call 8 Straight. I've got 8 fast ones for you.
Okay.
When you think of Amarillo 10 years from now, what do you hope for?
A closer knit. Amarillo's growing, but it needs to grow together.
Other than wind, what does this area have too much of?
Cold. Just cold.
Today, it was 21 degrees when I dropped my kids off this morning, so that is appropriate today. What does this area not have enough of?
Hand holding. Love, community, everybody.
What's your favorite local building?
The church, 1200 North Madison.
What's your favorite local restaurant?
Aspen.
How do you describe Amarillo to people outside the area?
Thank God Amarillo is not Fort Worth. It's a beautiful place to raise a family. That's my common statement. It's a beautiful place to raise a family.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the most underrated aspect of living in Amarillo?
History. We only get partial history We get downtown history. We don't get all of Amarillo history.
When was the last time you went to Palo Duro Canyon?
You're not going to like this. I've been married for 16 years. That's the first place I took my bride.
Okay. First and last time you went out there, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That concludes our 8 straight questions. Warren, I like to end my interviews by asking my guest to endorse something, whether it be something to do, something to get involved in, something that you would want people that are listening to know about or consider doing, anything at all. What would you endorse?
My endorsement is quit blaming COVID. I was telling people to come back to church, but I think we ought to come back to God. If we come back to God, we'll come back to the local church, and the local church can do its community work.
Warren, thank you so much for joining us on the Hey Amarillo podcast today. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate your time and your service to our community.
Thank you. I feel so humble. Thank you.
Get into the holiday spirit with the Amarillo Symphony's Happy Holiday Pops concert. Join them on December 19th and 20th at the Globe News Center for an evening of your favorite holiday classics. From timeless carols to festive favorites, special guest vocalist Annika Spalding and the full symphony will fill the hall with the joy of the season. It's the perfect way to celebrate with family and friends. Visit amarillosymphony.org or call 806-376-8782 for more information. That concludes this episode. Thanks to Warren for the interview. You can learn more about the Golden Plains Community School at their website, goldenplainscommunity.org. Thank you to SKP Creative, For the Duration Homes, and the Amarillo Symphony for supporting this episode, and to Angelina Marie for editing every week. Executive producers today are Jim and Barbara Whitten. Thank you to them. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 426 of Hey Amarillo. My name's Skylar Gallup, and we hope you'll come back next week.